Welcome back to Sack to the Future, week number 4. We're in the afternoon slate of games. This is actually my fourth or last of the teams I actually control. The bonus team that I had selected was the Washington Redskins at the time, football team nowadays. And they are playing an eligible game, so I may do that if I have time over the next couple days, and we haven't advanced yet. But that's not a guarantee, so this may be the last game of the week for me, and the most important because it's the Bears. Now, twice this week I've been 12-point underdogs, and was able to win one of those and get crushed in the other. This time I'm a 12-point favorite, so hopefully I do not get upset myself and go more like what the Jets did to me and absolutely destroy this team.
It's the New Orleans Saints taking on the Chicago Bears.
The Bears come in at 2-1. The Lions are 2-2. I don't remember if Vikings are 2-1 or 1-2. The Packers are winless, so the Bears technically are at minimum in a tie for first. If they win this game, they'll be all alone in first place. Gale Sayers last week went off 212 yards.
Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they?
There you see the upset.
Really go south if they lose this
Broncos were able to upset the Chiefs there. You see the Falcons took care of business against the semi-pro team.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may
Yes, Cordell Patterson. Speaking of modern-day real-life Bears, oh, there's Billy Wade, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 546 yards on the season, 30 incompletions. That's like 10 times more than Joe Namath is. But hey, welcome Steve, and Steve, of course, bringing information with him as usual. Cordell Patterson appears to be on his way to Buffalo. I don't think it's been finalized yet, unless you heard it's for sure, Steve. But yeah, all signs pointing to Patterson being a Bill. I was quite certain he would not be a Bear. So wow, Billy Wade nowhere near anyone. At least it wasn't near the defense either. Cow.
That guy was covered, so that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Steve's really all about Gale Sayers, so I probably shouldn't pretend anymore. Just give him the freaking ball.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
There's Gale Sayers, gets to the outside, gets the first down.
Down at the 39. 12 yards there and a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate.
Gale Sayers has definitely been the man this year so far for the Bears. The only guy, really. I mean, Mike Ditka's still here for this year.
Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
But the quarterbacks are inaccurate. The defense is coming down. They still have Butkus and Atkins isn't what he used to be, but he's still a player. But yeah, it's really about Gale Sayers. If he gets any room at all, it makes the offense go. If you shut down Gale Sayers, I'm pretty sure there's no way I can win. But the rookie on the St. Louis Cardinals, Johnny Roll, is off to an amazing start. And the computer actually giving us competition this year for stats, basically.
From the midfield
fake to Sayers. And Lee just gets rid of it as the Saints defensive line was not buying the handoff for some reason. They should think that Sayers is going to get it all the time.
That should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
So on ESPN this morning on what's it called, First Take, they were arguing where should Russell Wilson go, and Max Kellerman, of course, was all about him going to the Bears, but the way they were saying it is like Russell Wilson's definitely gone, so is he going to the Saints or the Bears, the two teams that featured here in 1966. Of course, the Saints were not around in '66 yet. That's why they are made up of semi-pro players and not supposed to be any good. But, anyways, back to the original thought. Why is everybody red? Okay, let's go ahead and change him out at least, and then just make sure that Wade doesn't get hit. Yeah. So the conversation about Russell Wilson was as if they knew he was not going to be in Seattle, and if somehow, I think they're just making stuff up because that show wants to, say controversial stuff to get people interested. But if somehow someone knows that Russell Wilson will not go back to the Seahawks for some reason, then I would obviously be willing to give up almost anything to get him to come to Chicago, but I am sure that's not going to happen. I'm not, I don't have high hopes that it is going to happen. I'm just saying, I don't think you can give up too much when you're the Bears. Other people, I can understand being like, well, we can't give up 4 first-round picks for one guy, but the way the Bears draft, they may get a player, they may hit on one of the 4 and have one, all-pro type player out of those 4 picks, and then a couple special teamers or whatever. They won't get 4 great starters, but even if they got 4 starters that were not quarterbacks, they would still be the same Bears that cannot do anything because their quarterback's not good enough. Not good enough in many ways. Not good enough to read the plays on the field. Not good enough to figure out things on film and bring them to practice and be, another coach during the week. Just not good enough in so many ways. And so that's why I don't think you can give them enough to have someone that can do that. To see if the Bears could be any good if they actually had a quarterback that didn't have to be game planned for or set a specific game plan. Like, here, you do this one thing well, they actually just say, hey, tell us what you see because you're awesome.
These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full
I mean, the Saints re-signing Jameis Winston, they, of course, said that was the plan all along. Does that mean that they heard something that, Russell Wilson is definitely off the table? Or does it just mean, hey, we think with our coaching and everything that Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill can still get us to where we were, which is a playoff team that doesn't win a Super Bowl. And they don't want to give up that much away. They're thinking if they draft a couple more guys, they'll actually get to the Super Bowl. That could be. That could be. I mean, the Saints have been close. The Bears have not. The Bears had a good year a few years ago. All by defense, though. It was all because their defense had it just lights out here. So they are not close. Although the Saints may have been close. There's Galen Hall, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. They may have been close because of Drew Brees. So now without Drew Brees, maybe they're as far away as the Bears are. We'll see. I don't think Jameis Winston's that good. I'm glad the Bears didn't get him. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't dislike the man or anything. I mean, I'd be fine if he had a bounce back, career in New Orleans. But I just don't believe. I don't believe he's terrible. I don't believe he's like, who's the guy? Oh, I can't. I'm missing the name. He didn't get much of a shot. Josh Rosen. He didn't get much of a shot, but I don't think he was any good anyways, which maybe they see that in practice, and that's why they give up on him early, or his personality or something, but I'll agree, I don't think he got a full shot, but I also never thought he was good coming out. Honestly, with Trubisky, I'm not going to say I knew he would be bad. I really didn't know almost anything about him. I was absolutely shocked when the Bears picked him. I was angry. I threw my remote, but it missed the TV, thank God. But I wanted Adams. I wanted the safety. And they picked Trubisky. And I was thinking, if you pick a quarterback, why wasn't it Watson? I would love to say, hey, I knew Mahomes was going to be a superstar. I did not know that, but I did know Watson would be good. And why would you play around? You want a quarterback, the one you know is good. But alas, the Bears don't do that, and that is why I don't believe that they would get Russell Wilson. But if somehow Seattle said, if you give us this, this, and this, it'd be like, stop. We don't even care what the this is. You can have it. Give us Russell Wilson. Oh, I gotta set these things farther back, I think, for this play.
Well, that second down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with 3rd and long. Now back to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete.
So it is a screen pass.
And out of bounds.
He gets some yards and then
they'll get 8, but they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive because that's not enough.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was. The down and
Steve, if I remember correctly, you're a Browns fan. Is that correct?
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker. Didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Something else. But have the Browns done anything yet? Or are you hoping they do anything?
Much run after catch.
Browns have a pretty good team. I don't know what they're losing, of course, but everyone's got something to do. I just don't know enough about the Browns situation to see who they lost.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game.
You're hoping
they'll be looking to
keep.
duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road, so getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
So good starting field position for him here as they
try
come
it,
up
see what happens. These are usually disasters.
Just shy of midfield at the 48. And they'll start the drive here with an end around. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him
interesting
behind the
juke
line.
attempt.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a handoff here to his
There's Gale Sayers. Oh, that's Gale Sayers juke for you, and the safety flies right by him and Stairs goes into the end zone.
A great play there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get.
Well,
score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive.
Every team that does not need a quarterback, even if they do need a quarterback, they also need more offensive linemen and an edge rusher. I mean, the Bears have Khalil Mack, but if they went out and got a great edge rusher for the other side, I would not complain. An offensive lineman, of course, make every quarterback look better.
We'll send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Saints take over.
Are they losing anyone?
At their own 24-yard
That's because their offensive line was pretty good
get ready to set up
last year. If I remember, I know they were good at run blocking.
Early, no question. Down 14-0 already.
Yes,
as they come up first and 10.
Taking a lot of double teams, I'm sure. So if the guy on the other side, the better he is, maybe every once in a while they would stop doubling Garrett or just have the other guy go off. That's why the Bears Khalil Mack does get doubled a lot, but if he ever doesn't, or the fact that he does, they also have to double Akeem Hicks a lot. Akeem Hicks gets doubled possibly more than Khalil Mack. He gets doubled all the time. It's because he's really good. And then that allows Khalil Mack at some games to do what he does, but sometimes they double both of them. But then that's why you see Roquan Smith and Danny Trevathan getting a bunch of tackles because there's no one left to block. They have to block the two big guys up front.
7 yards there and a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
There's a nice hit by Petitable, but
nice pickup of 9 yards.
Ken Gregory making the tackle.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 7 catches, 79 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give.
I got past the blocker
at the 48-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive they went 3.
All right, let's
so into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10.
Let's cover with Butkus, I guess. Rather be doing, but that's why it's not the coverage linebacker necessarily. Galen Hall, though, 5 for 5. It's kind of getting ridiculous.
17 there and a New Orleans 1st down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They needed something good to happen.
There we go.
Like
putting them down behind the line.
It's
always good.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
At the 31-yard line.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
And there's a nice coverage sack.
Back at the 40.
Heavy able to get through and bring him down.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a two-for? Tackle for a loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
Typical 66 Bears right there.
And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Oh, wow. He threw it right to Rosie Taylor.
Picked off at the 28.
Oh, didn't see that guy. So Rosie Taylor will get tackled at the 45, but Galen Hall has not hit the ground with the pass yet. He's thrown it right to people.
He was trying to make something
5 times there, guys, and once right to Rosie Taylor. I'm not sure where he was going with it, but it was right
Got to push it down to try to pick up the 1st down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
And they give this time to the tailback.
There's Ronnie Bull getting
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Now they try the right side.
There's Gale Sayers. 29 came flying up for no known reason because the receiver went out and blocked the safety. I'm not sure what the corner was doing, but Gale Sayers will take it. That's the easiest run he's had this year, probably.
The opening quarter as the Bears push further out in front.
The kicker on for the extra point.
Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Bears are having an easy time with the semi-pro-team, which is, I mean, I don't know if it should be this easy necessarily, but it should be easy. Playing a team that is made up of, you know, cast-off leagues.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Oh, I lost everyone. Okay, for a time. It looked like I had somebody joining Steve. Now they both left, perhaps because the game was not close, but I don't know if that's why he watches these things anyways.
Captain of this offense back onto the field.
I mean, usually I'm getting my butt kicked by a real computer team or
and when he threw the interception,
kicking the butt of a team that doesn't exist yet. So.
I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me
There's
out.
a completion.
Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
Nice way
Trey
to start
Hendrickson to the
Bengals.
12
and a first down.
Okay. Free agency day, of course.
21-0 our score after one.
Bears 21.
Browns got John Johnson, okay. So they're filling in, you know, doing what they need to do. Already a playoff team, just making sure you don't let people leave and have these gaping holes left over.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give.
Oh,
Strong run,
so the semi-pro was able to get out of a Dick Butkus tackle.
There, it'll be 2nd and 6.
You would think somebody would be looking out to sign him.
Run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourself.
Wow, wow, he just went right past the defender. Greatest receiver in semi-pro history.
A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints
that's why, that's what Terrors 89 might be thinking. Bob Hayes should be able to do, but Bob Hayes is no this guy. He blows people off the line with his incredible speed, apparently.
You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot.
Unless, I mean, I didn't see it because it wasn't zoomed out, and that's the thing. I've been playing a little bit better defense with a more zoomed out defense, and I haven't done that yet because it's semi-pro and they make me think it's easy. But, unless my corner jumped forward like their guy did on the Gale Sayers run for no reason. I don't know why that was so easy.
He takes this near the 25, just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
Are they going to back off again?
All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is
unfortunately, my receiver let go of his block to go block someone else. Otherwise, that may have been another 2,000.
So far, we could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here.
All right, let's see.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll have his
Gale Sayers doing all sorts of moves, some unnecessarily.
A good pick up there on 20 yards.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it.
Wow, Billy Wade is just so horrible. Gale Sayers has been great, and I just feel like I have to throw the ball every once in a while to not get Gale Sayers killed, I guess. I don't know why, but look at that. Just wobbly is unbelievable. Was that tipped at the line and I didn't see it? Because that was a disgusting throw, and that's not his first one. So for some reason I have a Gale Sayers, it's all hyped up to be sensational, and Billy Wade trying to play his worst game ever.
And this will be incomplete.
Pretty much
Physical
triple
play on the
coverage
football
there.
and it's second down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Now he dumps this off over the
Here's a
middle.
little dump off, but it
That'll leave
almost
him
gets
with
the
a
first down.
3rd
Yeah,
and 2
oh,
coming
8
up.
to
They
10
got
now.
8 yards there.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
2 minutes gone by, second quarter. And he'll give it here to his
There's
running back.
Obradovich and others getting to him behind the
He's
line.
met in the
Knocking
backfield
him
and
down.
goes backwards. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something
So Billy
else
Wade
in order
tried
to try and
to
get this running game going.
give them life with a horrible throw.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent
Shuts it
away.
down. Oh, I was trying not to run that punt back. Wow, legal block in the back. That happened like right away. It's on Dick Butkus. So he was still
So
angry
this will be
about something
accepted
else.
as it moves the offense backwards.
So let's see. Sayers has been great, and the
So the
quarterback has
ball
been
down to
absolute
the
garbage.
16 here for 1st and
So what do you
10.
think we're going to do here?
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take
Sayers,
this up
but
only to about
he'll
his
get his goal this
18-yard
time.
line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this
Play
defense. A
defense.
little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
Now adventures in throwing. See what
On 3rd
Billy
down,
Wade's
he'll
going
drop
to throw
the
this
throw.
one.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He
Of
rifles
course, it's
one
picked
that's
off as my guy
intercepted.
just runs
Picked off
through
at
it,
the
doesn't even
36.
try to do
And
anything.
he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
All right. Well, like I said, if they're going to stop Gale Sayers, which they did on 1st and 2nd down,
I just
then
wonder, because I
this
don't
team's
think
in
it's going to
trouble.
rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
And again this time to the tailback.
There's Poland
And
Wider
he'll be
again.
brought down at about the 42. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
They'll set up a throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
There's a screen pass,
That throw
but
good for
luckily he
only a
had
couple. It
to
brings up 3rd down.
lunge a little
The
bit
goal of a wide
to
receiver screen is get
make
enough
the catch.
blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Oh, what a great catch.
There's a leaping catch. He pulled it in. That'll put him at an even 50 receiving yards now in this first half. And it's a 1st down. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he went
another
backwards.
nice play on the
He'll
running
be down
back
at the
side for his
30.
14.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football,
air.
especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Nowhere to go.
Oh, they're going to get to him and knock him down, or get the ball out, but the Saints are able to recover.
Keep possession. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got
Catch him.
to him there to force it
Well,
free, but couldn't
my
recover
backup
it.
is
And you mentioned the
not
pressure.
any better.
Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how
Look at
he's
that.
going to
What
hold
the
up.
hell?
He was fortunate
Mike
there.
Warner's not
Luck
covered
was
these
on his
semi-pro
side, able to recover that fumble.
He'll
Good
get
stop and throw
17 running back there, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
Just straight patterns, too. Just go fly. Go breakfast.
Both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the fourth down, but offensively they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front seven? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit and forced the field goal.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Got to get that
at their own 29-yard line.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
27-yard line.
And he'll give it here to his running back.
He did not want to charge you.
4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game, and I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Now a handoff looking right.
Oh, he also just gets the first down.
Taken
Probably
down
going to
here
call
with a penalty flag on the field.
Yep, holding at the Bears imaginary. Saints on a little bit of a run, scoring 10 in a row. And then
so a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach.
So easy.
He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and
Billy Wade sucked for the game.
No doubt about it.
You're stuck with me in this booth.
Or if they don't stop him, they just throw
Out
flags.
comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the
wrong
league.
guy.
In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
Well, so far, he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Number 49.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
It's good back.
To throw again. Throwing right, and that's complete. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
That is caught at the 7-yard line.
There's a catch.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. A second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. And he's got it. It's caught in the end zone.
Makes the catch, gets hit, holds on. Touchdown. The Saints have scored 16 in a row.
And the Saints are back within a score.
Unbelievable how they can do
CD for them. This is just
it doesn't matter on the ratings. A bunch of 60s, a couple 70s. Can just turn the switch.
Again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This one fielded at the 5. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30.
1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Probably just.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
The pass.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
First down, Bears.
Back to throw now on first down. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
89. Incomplete.
A little push he gave him.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Now this is always interesting.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight.
Added since all of a sudden the Saints have scored 17 points in a row. Making me think we're going to lose this.
It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. Taken in at the 3. And able to get this out to the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the 3rd quarter. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Let's go, deep tight. Let's go, deep.
Now a throw here, hauled in.
It's a nice tackle.
Hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started. And that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty. And before this drive can get wings, it's fourth down.
There is film on both of
45
them.
yards, that's what the punt goes
But,
for. 5 on the return.
I would
And
say,
the offense will take over
when I
with a
started
new set
watching
of
football,
downs.
Walter Payton was
So
in his
here are the
last
Bears
season,
to take
I think,
over on
or maybe
offense.
second to last.
They've won 2 straight, and they lead this
but
one as well as they come up on 1st and 10.
To me, Walter Payton could do everything. If I was, if I said, right here, I'm at the 24-yard line, who do I think has a better chance of taking the ball and
Now
scoring from here? It would be Gale Sayers, obviously.
But not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
But
The
all
drive
around,
starting
play every
good one.
down.
Give him 19.
Walter
And he
Payton.
continues to pile up the yardage.
Best
That puts
Bear
him over
ever.
50 now. And this defense
Really
has
at
really
any
had its
position.
problems trying to keep him contained.
But Gale Sayers was, amazing in the little bit of film that there is on there, and just the the way people from that time talked about him. Just being and the fact that George Halas refused to play anyone until Gale Sayers, and then he said, you know what, I got to pay him a lot, or the Kansas City Chiefs are going to get him, and he's worth whatever I need to
He will
pay.
go out right near the
So,
35-yard line.
Because he was able to make George Halas
another first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Fortunately, the injuries, it would have been nice if he would have played later and could have had better, surgical advances and things, because the injury that he had is something that people come back
plays have him
and,
on the move on
if you're
first down.
not Adrian Peterson, if you're a normal person, come back after a season.
Now they try the right side here.
If you're Adrian Peterson, you come back in like 5
A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
But as amazing as Gale Sayers was, shiftier, could get more, could break a big one with less room than Walter Payton for sure.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Through it and get a few yards, but he's probably not going to take a 8-inch hole and take it all the way.
Down to the 9.
But Walter Payton blocking blitz pickups.
They're making it look easy out there.
Gale Sayers wasn't horrible at catching the ball in the backfield or anything, but Walter Payton was better.
4 plays,
Power,
3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
And then just the unbelievable determination of Walter Payton. Not that Gale Sayers did not have that, but just Walter Payton just had everything. He was super good at every single thing. He was not the best, I don't know.
They'll try and run for it on first
Like
and
he wasn't
goal.
the
Bears are going to have
he wasn't the
first and goal as
fastest
they
in
try
any
to finish
year that
off
he was
this
in.
drive with
I
6
don't know that he
points.
was ever the
That
fastest
play
running
wasn't
back,
quite as
although
big
he
as
was
the play
fast.
that preceded it, but still,
strongest
gotta like the way
running
they're
back,
moving the
although he was
football,
really
partner.
strong.
Absolutely, pretty good room to run on that last play.
Maybe
Yeah, they didn't get a
the
first
best
down, but
blocking
still,
running back.
you
I'm
take
sure
runs
in a
like
few
that
years
each and
without
every time,
bad,
won't you?
best receiving back probably a couple of years. But it's always it's not. This guy's a great power back, but he doesn't have something. This guy is a great power back that has very good moves, incredible determination, great blocker, great receiver.
And the Bears will add on to their
good
lead.
to great in every.
That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take
So
a
I
little
would
bit of
say
time
Walter
off the
Payton.
clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you've taken that time off, as you noted,
The only
which
ones
means they
that,
couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
If I wasn't a Bears fan, would I say this or not, is Barry Sanders and Jim Brown. I think that Walter Payton
How does the
better than
kickoff
Barry
unit as they
Sanders
run
all
up
the way
and
around,
send
but
this one
that
away?
could be biased. I'm not sure what a
Taken in at
non-Bears
the
fan would
3.
say. A non-Bears, non-Lions fan
And the
would say.
tackle going to be made right there
And
at the
then the
25-yard
other
line.
one, even as a Bears fan, I'm not sure that Walter Payton was better than Jim
Out
Brown. It
onto
was
the
just
field
different eras.
comes
It's
New
hard to
Orleans. And they're coming off a 3 and out, my
But
friend.
the way they talk about
I
Jim
think they've got
Brown
to look at
is
that
the
play
way
sheet
people when I was a kid, when I wasn't even watching football yet.
Time to
So
shake things
I
up a
still
little bit
heard
to try and get this
the way they
offense
talk
moving.
about it.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't
me,
worked
so I
somewhere
imagine
else, and maybe try and find one of those special plays
the
from one
one
of your
guy
better
that says
players,
good.
and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop.
Obviously, as a Browns fan, it's hard to ask you because you would be biased the other way, I imagine, and tell me that Jim Brown was the best ever. And like I said, if somebody says Jim Brown's the best ever, I don't argue very hard. Just like, well, I like Walter Payton, but yeah, Jim Brown is somebody that I can back down on.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as you get
Galen Hall, 20 of 24. That time he had Dick Butkus. And I don't care what team you root for. If you're saying the scariest linebacker of all time, Dick Butkus has to be in your top 3. And Galen Hall, with Dick Butkus charging right at him, was super composed and just delivered a beautiful 7-yard pass. Absolutely insane. I know if I was a guy that was good enough to play semi-pros, but not quite good enough to be in the pros, and Dick Butkus was coming unblocked at me, I probably would be a little bit inaccurate. But I'm no Galen Hall.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a handoff here to his running back.
So let me say it this way. Since you're a Browns fan and I am a Bears fan, who is the best running back that was not a Bear or a Brown? Kind of cop out of that argument for a second. I think I kind of spoiled it already since I said the only other guy that I listened to arguments on is Barry Sanders. That, even though I'm a Bears fan, that's a little bit biased too because Barry Sanders is the greatest running back I ever saw live. I did not make it to a Bears game, you know, as a little one while Walter Payton was still there. I did see Barry Sanders live though a couple times, and it was fantastic. I mean, there's Deion Sanders I never got to see live. That would have been nice, but there's just a couple people, you know, in history that you're like, oh, you gotta see him. You know who's like that a little bit is Patrick Kane in hockey. When you see him live, you're just like, wow, he's different. He's different than other people. Jim Brown and Barry Sanders, I'd go with Barry Sanders. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, well, there you see. You're a fan that's able to look past fandom and see it. So we may be in agreement if we're picking a non-Brown, non-Bear. Are we picking Barry Sanders? I think we're in agreement. Barry Sanders being the best running back of all time. Did you, I have no clue what your age is or anything, did you get to see Barry Sanders live? Were you born before he stopped playing? And if not, who was the best running back you saw live?
Towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Now, unfortunately, I say that Barry Sanders was the best running back I ever got to see live, and that's awesome. That's a good thing to be able to say. I've only been to a few. I have not been to tons of football games, just a handful of live football games at Soldier Field. He's the best running back I've ever seen, for sure. The best quarterback I've ever seen. That's hard because the Bears don't have good quarterbacks. So it would have to be someone that was on the other side. But, I mean, obviously the Lions, I saw, I think they had, and I remember, but he wasn't any good. I saw Colin Kaepernick. He's not that good, though.
Ball was delivered and picked up the completion.
Unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first
Man,
down.
the Bears
Instead,
have seen
it's
some
fourth.
horrible Henry Burris,
So
Rick
two
Myers,
third
just
down conversions
horrible
on this drive, but not
quarterbacks.
able to get a third, and now they deal with fourth down.
Goodness. Who was this? Cordell Stewart wasn't that good either.
They'll look to throw.
What? How did he go up there and make that catch? First of all, I tried to turn into number 24, and they wouldn't let me. So if I could have turned into the guy I wanted to, I would have probably picked it off. But of course, it wouldn't let me turn into him. So then we got to see that great play by a semi-pro receiver getting right in front of my guy, and oh, not Dick Buckus on coverage is going to be horrible. Oh, so wait, so he's able to make that jumping catch, but he can't make a catch on a play where he's basically wide open.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this
game,
drive,
man.
and finally, I think the guys on the defensive side,
This
they said
game
no more.
is
They sought the
amazing.
double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Let's go with 0 still.
Another shot from the one on 2nd and goal. They'll let the fullback try and take him.
Oh, come on.
And he'll take it.
Had him in the backfield, and then he gets a couple great blocks.
It's
That was
the
garbage.
fullback. His first
Okay,
touchdown
yeah,
of the
similar
year. And the
number.
Saints have cut it back within
I
a
don't
score.
think I've made it to 10, so I'm right around there. Single digits, I believe. Oh, look at this, the floating ball.
That's what they did.
And
Gave
that's
it to
why
the
you
big
can't
boy,
tackle the
and he
man.
got in for
He's
6.
invisible.
Now the Saints offense will remain on the field and go for 2. They'll try and throw for
Where the hell?
and he's got
Absolutely
it.
nobody
So
lined up to
2
cover.
successful.
This game is trying to pull, but suddenly it's a 3-point game. As everything I do on defense, my guys just don't line up right. That's man defense, and nobody's there.
You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
God, I don't think I've seen any good quarterbacks play.
There again is the running
Best
back
one
as
is
he
Eric
trots
Kramer,
onto the
maybe?
field. He's closing in on 200 yards on the ground with the fourth
That's
quarter
sad.
still to come. We're in the
Fortunately,
third. Good shot to get there.
not go to
Now he's got to make sure he convinces his coaching staff to leave him out there and keep touching the ball. Because when you've had that kind of a day,
Chris
there is a
Chandler.
tendency to think
I think
about
I saw
getting him out
Chris
and saving
Chandler
someone.
play.
Running backs never like to save yardage.
You know he's tapping his quarterback on the shoulder.
Is
I'll
that
take
the
the
best?
ball
I
again,
don't know.
please, right?
Quarterbacks is
turning down
much
any carry.
less of a good story than Barry Sanders. Seeing Barry Sanders a couple times.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Right back to him on 1st down.
Oh, I
He's gonna
thought I
take this
cut through the
across
hole, but
50 and
apparently I
into
got hit
Saints
by someone on the left side.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's
And there's
corralled,
Gale
but not
Sayers
before
getting a
it
first
inside
down.
the 35. That one good for 14 yards. And it'll result in a fresh set of downs. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top
9 minutes
all of
to go.
those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10.
Thought maybe it would be an easy game.
And he's going to get a solid
But
gain
here
of
we are.
9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
At the 24.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 2 yards. yards, good enough for a first.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Jim Miller. Yeah, I think he was one of the games I was at. Maybe, maybe not.
There, 2nd and 8.
Actually, I'm not sure.
Report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now a handoff looking right. And brought down, but not before they get it inside.
Oh my God,
the 10 to the
it showed
7.
injury, and I thought it was Gale Sayers, and I thought the
seems to be an injured Bear on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
That was scary.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now they try the right side here.
Sayers gets into the end zone for a big
touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Bears will extend their lead. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it.
And
but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Point after, right down the middle.
So the other things that stood out to me, and I think this might have been my very first or second, I think first game I ever saw, maybe second, is I don't know if you'll know this, not being a Bears fan, but there was a guy named Alonzo Spellman. He was on the Bears defensive lineman, number 90, I believe, at the time. And this guy was, besides thinking these guys in general, the field's not as big as I thought, you know, because I was watching it on TV. It just seemed so much bigger, you know, than like a high school field or anything. And when they threw the ball, it just seemed like it was in the air forever. Like they were throwing these 60-yard majestic moon balls. And then in real life, of course, you know, it's not. They're more talented, of course, but the field's not any bigger than a high school field, the playing surface or anything. And so the throws, you know, the 20-yard throw looks like it does in high school. You're like, oh, it's not that impressive at all. But the guys, you know, the guys were big, obviously, and so it made this field look smaller since they were bigger than, you know, high school players, obviously. But there was big guys, and then there was Alonzo Spellman. And Alonzo Spellman, it stood out to me because he was just muscle on muscle. Like, I don't know if he had 0% body fat or what, but it was just all muscle. It was like his arms, even, you know, even looking with pads on and everything, he was just muscle. And I'm like, this is the most muscular person I've ever seen in my life. And I'm sitting, of course, I don't know how many rows up, but he just looked like a monster. I'm like, there is no doubt in my mind that this guy is going to pick up the offensive line and throw him 12 yards and go get the quarterback on every play. This is amazing. He did that 0 times. He was completely shut down by any offensive lineman. It was the weirdest thing. It just shows that there's more than just athleticism or just looks in football.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels.
And that's one of the things I remember from the first game. Was like, how is that guy not dominating? But he got dominated. He actually got planted on his back once, and he did it to the offensive lineman 0 times. And it was just weird to me how somebody that looks that much superior of a specimen would not just dominate.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
And that's why years later, way many years later, maybe about 10, 12 years ago at this point. Well, wait, so I guess it's not that many years later. Maybe like, you remember Spellman? Okay, yeah. I don't know if you remember how he looked, but he was a monster to look at, but
Normally being a big body
I don't
receiver
know,
plays to
average
their
would be
advantage
being nice to him. I'm pretty sure he was a below average player.
Take the hit and
But
pick up
just
yardage.
looked
But in
like
this
he would be
case,
amazing,
the hit was
and
timed
was
really
not.
well and popped it free from his grasp.
The Saints on third
But yeah, I was going to say, then after that, they drafted, I can't remember this guy's name anymore, but they drafted a guy. They were all excited to draft this guy because a videotape, or was YouTube even on yet? I don't know, something like YouTube, or just a video recording that got around on the internet, was showing this man jump from flat-footed in a pool, jump out of the pool and land, you know, on like the deck part or whatever, so he's able to jump out of a pool, which is impressive, but it has nothing to do with football. I mean, I'm sure his legs are amazingly strong and all that, but anyways, the Bears, that's what they were saying, was that impressed them, was like, oh man, this guy's so strong, he can do this, and I'm like, I don't see how that translates to football, especially after I saw Spellman play, and he ended up never really doing anything. I think he played in a handful of games total, and then by his second year, he was not even on the team anymore. And it was like, how about we draft based on game film, you know? Like, hey, this guy can't jump out of the pool, but when we see his college tape, he's running around making tackles, getting past offensive linemen, this, that, and the other thing. I'd rather see that.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
The line of scrimmage.
This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it
timeout
anyway,
because I forgot how to set things back to default on the fly. So I got to do it
That'll leave them
manually.
with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
I would have been okay with default because I was setting it manually. I just set it to what I want.
This will be caught at about the 5. And the Saints are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. Second and goal from inside the 5.
God dang it. That was the guy I was supposed to be covering.
From 4 yards out.
Faked to go inside, and then I couldn't recover. I cannot believe it's this hard to beat semi-pro team. I can't stop it. Semi-pro teams are just absolutely impossible to stop.
That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
Dale Sayers has had to run for like 250 yards for me to beat this semi-pro team.
I like that you fit that in the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when
And I haven't even beat him. I mean, I could still easily lose this game.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
At their own 27.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And these are the games, hitting pay dirt as we see as many times as he has, that running back streaming. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago.
Did you ever see Bo Jackson play live?
A must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
I saw him play baseball live, but that was after the injury.
He will lose a yard.
Yeah, he wasn't the same. He was just a
They went with
power
the run
hitter at
pass
that
option,
point.
and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
Bo Jackson is someone that would have been nice to see on the football field.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. And he'll give it here to his running back.
Of course, Gale Sayers is going to be stopped short.
Maybe by about a yard, if that. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
Bo Jackson. So, I don't know how much you've heard about our thing here in Sack to the Future, but of course this is the 66th season. While we're playing this, for instance, this is my last game, last official game. I may do the Washington game as well, but this is the last game of my official teams. And so what we're doing is if any of us are done while waiting for other people, for instance, if when I'm finished here, Terrace is already finished, Liniax Wolf has 2 more games to do, and John M has 2 more games to do. So while they're doing their other 2 games on days I have time, like perhaps tomorrow night or Thursday night, if the week has not advanced yet, so I have no game to play, then we're working on the 1980 season. So we're basically going to, instead of having a 2 to 3 month stop at the end of the season, well, in theory, we'll see how it works, but we'll have 1980 all edited and prepped and ready to go, and so when 66 ends, within
this is a week or 2. Down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here.
Go to the 80 season and then work on 67 while we have time in between weeks in 80. So basically go back and forth, 66, then 80, and then 67, then 81, 68, 82, and so on. So I said that all that long rant to say that maybe, you know, instead of thinking, wow, you're only 66, we're never going to see Bo Jackson in Sack to the Future, we may, just because we'll also be jumping into the 80s soon. And ideally, we would be able to get this league up to 79, which would put that other league at, I don't know, 94, 95 at the time. If we got there, I would be thrilled, because that would mean we've done every season from 60 to like 94, 95. And that would be much more than I thought we were going to accomplish when we started this thing. But yeah, Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson was absolutely terrifying to defenses as the Raiders halftime running back. The people that, if you look too much at numbers and stuff, or you try to explain how good Bo Jackson was, like to my son, if I try to explain how good Bo Jackson is, then he might look at the stats and be like, he didn't even have 1,000 yards. He had like this, you know, in just some particular season, I don't remember which one, but he had like 868 yards or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but he was playing baseball, so he started in like week 6 if he was lucky. So he may have played 10 weeks when everyone else that had the 1,000 yards and things were playing 16 weeks. And not only that, but he's coming in without a preseason, so his first couple of games, you know, he's not in full gear with the offense. So you can almost say he was playing half seasons, a little bit more than half, but half seasons where he was actually in tune with his offense and everything, and he was still able to just. Now he wasn't, you know, he wasn't the greatest running back ever. He wasn't Barry Sanders. He wasn't Walter Payton. But he had at any point in time he could go all the way. The combination of speed and power is absolutely amazing. And then you think about like the 1990 Raiders. Even though I hate the Raiders, the 1990 Raiders. If I make anytime in Madden, I've done this a few times, not this year. I'll make the greatest, not greatest. I call them the.
Touchdowns on the ground.
I've called it best era football. I've called other things in the past, but it's my favorite era, basically. Like from the time frame of Marino's rookie year, not rookie year, the pass record year of 1984, right around there through the Ravens defense of 2000. So that little time period there is when I loved football. I technically didn't even start watching it until 86. Is when I watched, but I still, you know, obviously the Bears won it all in 85, so I went back and watched everything I could on that season. And Dan Marino's 84 season was kind of what people do today, but nobody had done that before. Just throw the ball all over the place. You get 5,000 yards, which was absolutely astonishing back then, and was quite frankly astonishing still for like another 10 years. And then finally, when we got deep into the 90s, then you can start thinking like, oh, I guess 5,000 yards is possible, even though this guy did it back in 84. But I always make the 1990 Raiders because just being able to do these formation subs and things, and having Bo Jackson on some formations and Marcus Allen on others, and both of them back there on other plays. It's just a lot of fun. Different types of runners, but it was great.
What do they need to do? Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
This freaking
onside kick and get the ball back, and then score again.
Semi-pro quarterback is up over 340.
The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there. No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
Line of scrimmage again, the 37 as they.
Why is Gale Sayers on the field? Okay, I'm going to control Gale Sayers right here because I don't want him to get hurt. Oh, he made the tackle. Okay. Wow, so I cannot do prevent. Great. Great. Let me just hide over here, stay away from contact. Oh, but don't let you get out of bounds. Okay, well, now I can call a play that doesn't have Gale Sayers out there.
This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time is going to run off the clock.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Stuck Atkins. Wow, he waited forever to throw that one and ends up getting sacked. That's the way the game ends. The Bears had to score 42 points to win this thing. The days of the Bears dominant defense are definitely gone, but at least they still have a dominating running back. Well, Steve, thanks for the conversation. Of course, it makes the game less frustrating when I don't know how to stop a semi-pro offense. But have some good conversation to go with that. So, thanks for watching. I'm going to be off the channel for a little bit because I'm waiting for other people to play their games. If you are interested, the Mini X Wolf channel should be starting a game relatively soon. I think it's the Colts who are still the one human team that's undefeated. But the Bears get the win here. Thanks for watching. Bears are 3-1 and in first place, even though you wouldn't know by the way they played the Saints. Have a good one. Good night.